Hello and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielik. I'm the host and Alton Brown of the group. Joining me this week is, as always,
Ben Montoya, the friend of the show.
Ian Davis, the puck of the show.
Like Wolfgang Puck?
No.
And slowly dying of heat exhaustion, Evan Aubrey.
No.
I've closed all the windows in my office, so it's like nice and soundproof, but it's also like 90 degrees in here now.
and like you have like your espresso machine running and like 10 computers like mining Bitcoin.
So if I start falling asleep, someone call an ambulance.
Evan, I have a question.
Yeah.
And this is for our listeners at home. This might not come up. Does your camera like move when you move your head?
Okay, so I have, as the boys know, a complex camera setup. But today, that camera didn't work, and so the camera that I'm using now is on my monitor, and it has center stage on it, which like keeps me in frame as I move around.
Wow.
Getting the full panorama experience right now.
Yeah, this is great audio content.
Excellent. Well, it was just freaking me out a little bit, so I had to know.
I don't know how to turn it off, so
It kind of looked like there was like a cameraman following you, kind of like you were doing like a stand-up show or something.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, this
is
is basically like 4 stand-up shows happening simultaneously, for being honest with ourselves.
Someone should do that in like a full like 5.1 like surround sound, like setup, and have like 4 different stand-up shows going on at the same time. See if it lines up anywhere in the middle.
And it's just like listening to every like Skrillex track at the same time or whatever, and it's just like a bunch of noise.
Melt your brain.
Well, Evan, I have to ask. You were out in what some might call the wilderness this week.
I was.
And I have to know, did you do any like fun? Like, did you roast a hot dog, make some s'mores, any like food related items like that?
Well, so I was backpacking, which is you got to pack super light, and also it was in the California wilderness, so you can't have like fires. So I got my trusty jet boil stove and my Mountain House foods. And I gotta say, one of the Mountain House foods that I was most enamored with was the chili mac, which my father-in-law absolutely hates and gives me shit for it, but like I'm all about it. He's like, I can't stomach this stuff. It'll just like give me the shits, and I'm just like, give that over here.
Give me those shits.
I will burden myself with the shits for you.
But one that I absolutely could not handle was it was like this cilantro lime rice thing that was supposed to be like good and like a little zesty, but it was just like it was like if you dumped like lime extract packet, which I did, into the thing, and it's just like way too much lime. It's like 10 limes. Way too much.
I don't know. That sounds pretty good. I could go for 10 limes, especially if I'm like out in the woods and like there's bears after me. I want that lime experience.
Yeah. But other than subpar backpacking food, I did see some really cool wilderness. We were like climbing over some mountains. I saw a bear's butt as it ran away.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Whoa.
And you're like, oh shit, that's on the flag here.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, there are bears here. The flag told me.
Yes.
Was it a thick bear?
No, it was not a thick bear nor a fat bear. It wasn't a baby bear either. That was what we were really worried about. We were like, oh shit, we better like watch ourselves. But it was like an adolescent bear, I guess. I don't know.
It was in its emo teen phase.
Yeah. Listening to a lot of grunge.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, I'm glad for that update and your experiences. Yes, Ian.
In most interesting news, in one of my classes, there's a kid who really he just keeps showing up with Pokemon cards.
Oh shit! Okay.
And so naturally, like every time, like the first few times, I was like, "Oh, like all right, show me what you fucking got." And like I'm like, "Oh yeah, like that's a nice Snorlax," But he keeps getting new ones, and now he's like, Mr. Davis, come like check out my haul.
Oh shit.
Oh.
And did he have like a briefcase, and it's like Pulp Fiction, and you like opened it and like a glowing light went onto your face, and it's just like it's a bunch of like power chip cards.
See, that's the thing is like he's just raw dogging them in his pocket. like
Oh, those are that resale value is like all the way down.
I know. And every time I'm like, oh, I gotta bring in my binder so I can just fucking mop the floor with you.
Yeah.
But the kid next to him, like one of the kids next to him was like, oh, Mr. Davis, do you like Pokemon? And I'm like, you could say that.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Yeah, they're all right.
And then I can't remember how it got there, but a kid like on his own was like, you know, have you ever thought about how like in the Pokemon world they eat like burgers and stuff, but you never see the animals. So like, do they
shit?
Do they just
like, let me tell you a thing or two?
Yeah. So he's like, do they eat the Pokemon? And I'm like, you know, I've never thought about that.
He's got to keep his cover.
I don't know.
You're like, no, actually, I don't think that's real. I don't think that's true.
No.
They just eat normal food. There's nothing weird about that.
They reference real things, so obviously real animals exist in that world that they can really eat.
Cover.
I thought they were like trying to like sneak into showing you that they know who you are. They were like, oh, Pokemon, Mr. Davis. Right. Interesting that you say that, Pokemon. How do you feel about this? They're like trying to like, you know, get in your head.
Yeah.
Little do they know, I'm playing like 40 fucking chess.
They don't know that they hit them. You should challenge them to a Pokemon duel with like cards and just roast them.
No.
Is that grounds for getting fired if you like
No,
activity?
I think I could definitely like kick some ass and still keep my job, but like just the thought of having to just like all my cards are in perfect, like I have it organized by like type of Pokemon and then alphabetically, and it's like if I started like pulling cards to build a deck, that would just be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
True.
That's fair.
I didn't know that you had like a pretty well maintained collection at your house these days.
I mean, I haven't touched it since I was like 13, but
so it's
the
been
important thing is
well organized since then, basically.
That's how I spent most of elementary school.
Oh, okay.
Just organizing.
Yeah.
So then you're just watching the children of today repeat the mistakes of yesterday, and you're, you know, befuddled.
Exactly.
Can't get a goddamn binder.
Well, you should do like a teacher did to me in high school and be like, you get a A in this class if you can beat me at a game of Pokemon.
Oh,
but if you lose,
you think you're a true Pokemon master.
Yeah, you have to take the final exam. I'll knock your grade down to a C or whatever, and you have to take the final exam to get it back to where it was.
That would suck because then I'd have to make a final exam.
Is your final exam not just them playing like hot cross buns on like the saxophone or whatever?
No. I guess in only one class do I give a final exam. And it's really like, did you go to the fucking concert and play?
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, your teaching skills, your pedagogy continues to be off the charts with this Pokemon-enforced regime that you've got going there. But this is not a class about teaching and learning. This is a show about cooking and eating. Cooking and eating Pokemon, that is. Each week here on I Choose You. What, Ben?
Great transition.
Yeah, well, I'm a radio professional. Each week here on I Choose You, we randomly select a new Pokemon to cook and prepare for each other. And then we discuss our best recipes, and then we vote amongst ourselves who has the best Pokemon. Today's Pokemon is Flabebe, which I think is one of the more enjoyable ones to say, in my opinion.
True. It's one of the ones you have to, like, when you look at it, you have to say it. Flabebe.
Yeah.
Flabebe.
Flabebe. And usually we go the order of recipes here based on who won last week's recipe. It was a poll between Ian and Ben. And Ian, you won last week's poll with your Java-themed popsicles.
Yeah.
No.
Much like a Midsummer's Night Dream, our friend Puck is going to start us off here.
Yes.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Are you Puck from A Midsummer's Night Dream?
No. Ben for the first time, was able to put that literature degree to...
first time.
Got him.
Roasted.
Yeah, I'll start it off.
Our
here.
preamble is a little bit like a kind of like a Greek chorus situation. I'll just throw that out there.
All right. So we're cooking the flabebe, and like wanted to incorporate like the flowers in there somehow. And I'm looking at them, and what would if you were to like remove the head? What does that look like to you?
An onion ring.
Keep going.
What?
Keep going. What does that mean?
like the stem part of it.
No, like the head of the Pokemon itself, not the flower.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like a saltwater
Right.
taffy to me.
I can't deny that, but keep going. You're in the right direction with the salt water.
It looks like salt
Because it's white.
because it's white.
All right, I'm gonna stop you guys
God
right
damn
there.
it.
Man, imagine teaching us something.
Honestly, this is about how my classes go. It's a scallop. It looks like a scallop.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
The things on the
okay.
end are what got me.
I know.
I wouldn't. I'm gonna level with you. I wouldn't have thought of that.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
Hell yeah.
I was thinking scallops, and it's gonna be like this is one of the lightest Pokemon out there, so these are gonna be like melt in your mouth scallops.
Okay.
Delicious.
And we're making. Sorry. I had to this page was originally in French, and I had to find my translated version of it.
Oh.
What, you mean you don't
Ooh,
speak
nice.
French, Mr.
Yeah.
Davis?
Nor do I read it.
Lace scallop.
Les scallops. Yeah.
Yeah, you just put L-E before every word and you don't pronounce the last syllable. Bada bing, bada boom, you speak French.
Cut off 4 heads. 4 Flabebe heads. Those are your 4 large scallops.
Okay.
Off with the head.
2 French shallots.
Okay.
Some freshly squeezed orange juice. Some finely chopped ginger. White wine, butter, olive oil, salt, and pepper. And then you're gonna harvest the flowers that these Pokemon were on, right? You get a nice small saucepan, and you saute the shallots in a tablespoon of butter. You get that base going, and then once it's translucent, you're gonna deglaze it with the white wine. Reduce that down. Add the orange juice and the ginger, and the salt and the pepper. Let that simmer and reduce until you get that real nice syrupy consistency.
Oh yeah.
And then in a second skillet, you're going to heat some butter and drop the Flabebe heads right in there after you've seasoned those with salt and pepper. And then you just real quick, just quickly grill it on both sides. It's not, it's not on there for very long. They're really light. They're really fluffy. But they get that nice golden crunch on the outside.
Oof.
Put those on a plate. You drizzle the orange ginger sauce on top.
Oh yeah.
And then take the petals from the flower and you just put that on top. Have a nice little edible flower.
Oh.
Man, I feel like I'm watching Chef's Table right now.
Yeah.
Damn.
They're the fucking Vivaldi playing in the background is you're tabling this and spreading your glaze over it.
Yep.
Man, that's some high class eating right there.
Thank you.
What does being a Midsummer's Night Dream have to do with it?
It's Puck is a fairy.
Oh, okay.
A very famous fairy.
Yes.
As I'm sure that's how Ian found this.
Famous
Did
fairies.
you just did you Google fairy and it was one of the top 3 contenders?
Yeah, it was between Puck and Tinkerbell.
Okay.
Tinkerbell a little
and-
too on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. We would have gotten that one right away. Evan wouldn't have sent. There's no famous chef called Wolfgang Tinkerbell or whatever.
If I had kept the page up, it disappeared. But Puck has another name in the story. It's Robin Tinglewood.
Robin. Yeah.
Some shit like that. And I was going to introduce myself that way just to see Jeremy if you were on your toes today.
Oh, why is this a challenge to me?
Because you have approximate knowledge of many things.
It's true. You have approximate knowledge of many things.
I think that's because of my work as a librarian, as I read a lot of books, and they
Oh.
inform you about stuff.
I got a level with
Okay.
you, Jeremy. You haven't been working there that long.
This pre-exists your librarian condition.
Does when you eat it, do you turn into a donkey?
No. But
okay.
Similar to other fairy foods, if you do eat it without their permission, I think they like get power over you.
Yeah, you get trapped in their domain.
That's it.
Right. Yeah. So this isn't going to take me to the Fae realm?
Not necessarily.
Okay,
but
that's good.
I feel like
I could never get out. Maybe
it will take your taste buds to Fae Laver Town.
Oh shit! There it is.
This is the first fairy type Pokemon that we're cooking, and this will be the last time we'll have a new type to eat for a while, unless they introduce one in Scarlet and Violet. Because they haven't changed any of the typing since Generation 6.
Well, surely there's...
Well, I think we can, at this point, because they did announce the new Pokemon, we can confirm they are going to do a Hog type in the next season.
Yes.
Okay, boo, time for some news. They announced, I was going to do this after the recipes, but we'll just cut in right now. This is a breaking announcement straight from the Pokemon Company over this weekend. Ian, can you tell us about this hot new Pokemon that's sweeping the nation?
Yeah. Welcome to Hog Logs. The show about talking about and cranking our hogs. I'm Ian Davis, your host.
And
our hogs?
They did introduce another motorcycle-related Pokemon called Cyclizar.
Vroom vroom.
Real fucking cool. It's like an iguana with a tire sticking out of its neck.
Yeah.
Confirmed it does grow handlebars and you can ride it around.
Yeah. It even has like little footrests.
Handlebars?
Oh.
They're about normal.
They're like you might call them Mankey bars.
Oh.
And I got to tell you, when I saw it, I was like, if there was ever like an affirmation for me cranking my hog, this was
it.
But this he means riding his motorcycle.
Yes. What else could I possibly mean?
It is a very cool designed Pokemon, and it seems to factor into the legendaries to some degree, I think.
Yeah, so a couple of things. One, this appears to be your mount for the most of the game, where you can like ride it around and like, you know, do a variety of stuff. But some people on the internet have cheekily pointed out that it's green, which is directly in between the color spectrum of red and purple, which are the colors of the legendaries, which also, finally, someone I grokked, is that why it's called Scarlet and Violet, because red and purple is the colors of the legendaries.
Makes sense.
Deep.
And you know, sometimes they do think about these things before putting them together.
Are we gonna get Pokemon Olive Green as like a third secret version?
Ooh.
Small of green.
Small of green.
Nice. Yes.
Maybe like the third version would be like rainbow or something. Maybe what's like the color you can't? Maybe it's like Pokemon Microwaves, where it's like
Pokemon Roigi Biv.
Yeah. Yes. Pokemon the light you cannot see. Which sounds more like a threat.
That would make for a pretty sweet subtitle, actually. The light you cannot see.
Well, maybe that's the subtitle for like the Scarlet and Violet movie.
Ooh, and it's like a chameleon.
Yes.
Oh.
Shit.
Becomes invisible.
We've written the movie already.
Okay, chameleons don't turn invisible. They just change colors.
Jeremy, I don't want to
Jeremy, shut the fuck up. Camouflage.
Camouflage, Jeremy.
Camouflage.
Secondly, this is misconceptions. Chameleons don't change colors to camouflage. They change based on their mood.
Jeremy, I'm going to leave. I'm going to walk off.
Maybe they just feel like blending in. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if there's the animals that change for camouflage are more like octopuses than actually chameleons.
Maybe I just felt like surviving, okay?
Yes.
Tell me about motorcycle type Pokemon.
Okay, so obviously we're introducing the hog type. It's weak to water types because that's when you start hydroplaning.
And rusting.
Yes. It's strong against fairy types because those are wimps and you're gonna like run them over with your sick hog. You know what I'm saying?
Much like the steel type.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually very similar to the steel type in almost every way, except it also includes Lechonk and other pig type Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
The hog type includes all motorcycle and pig type Pokemon. And when your character rides it, it feels like maybe they aren't actually 37. Maybe they're more like a 22 if you really think about it.
What?
I hope you get like a
midlife crisis. That's what I'm getting
Oh, I see.
You know, like the hats have always been iconic, right? Like, oh, I got a beret, I got like a baseball cap on my character, leather jacket.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
You get that like helmet with the visor, and yeah.
That would be
Well,
pretty smart too, because then you could even customize it with patches and stuff. Like you could add a lot to that leather jacket.
Shit.
Oh,
Gym patches.
Oh fuck!
You join like a motorcycle gang at the end. Or
yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the evil team, they've got like a sick leather jacket that they like flip on. It has their logo emblazoned on the back, and like the fawns, and they like go, "Hey, I'm so cool, join us," or whatever. I have no idea if that actually happens in the game.
I think like if like we are the bikers, then I think like just the regular police have to be the bad guys here.
Because they keep trying to enforce this goddamn speed limit.
Exactly.
And obviously it's the European police, so they have those like really annoying sirens when they chase after you.
And that's why you have to make a distinction between hogs and pigs.
Oh shit! Oh fuck, Officer Jenny, we're coming for you.
Doesn't she ride a motorcycle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really keep doing the motorcycle thing because in Europe, it's technically a scooter, but it's the it's not like a Vespa. It's still the one that kind of looks like a motorcycle. You know what I'm talking about?
Scooter?
Yeah. Ben and Evan look nonplussed about this statement that I'm saying.
I just don't know what you're trying to say.
I don't
but
either.
Okay, you know, like when you're in a large European city, specifically on continental Europe, like a Paris or a Madrid, there's these people riding these scooters. Then it's not like a Vespa scooter where it has like the flat board that you put your feet on and you go like that. It kind of looks like a motorcycle, but it's technically a scooter.
Like a moped.
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah.
thought that was.
There's gonna be a Pokemon called like Mopey Head.
It's just a sad scooter.
Yeah.
Why can't I be a motorcycle? I actually kind of like that. It's like the Sobble, storyline from Sword and Shield.
I want to put in an edit. It's just called Mope Head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's Hog and Ghost type.
Yes. I can't wait for them when Pokemon Company announces the Hog type. I think it really will, finally Pokemon will become successful.
Finally. The one question that I have remaining about this Cyclizar discourse is, does it make the same sound as a motorcycle? And if so, how?
You crank it, if you will, and it opens its mouth and it's like vroom vroom.
It's like I was recently rewatching the Key and Peele sketch when they introduced the football players.
Oh yes.
Their names.
Yes.
There's the one where the guy's his name is Torque Construction Sounds last name, and he just opens his mouth and it's construction sounds.
So the Cyclizar opens its mouth, it's like
it's just
it's
the
just
loudest
sound of,
motorcycle you've
changing.
ever
Or
heard.
maybe you can maybe a lot of people like to mod their Cyclizar, so you can exchange his exhaust pipe tail to make it louder and really wake up the neighbors on a Sunday.
Add on a train horn or something.
Yes. You hit the back of its head and it's like
Yeah.
Excellent. New Mon. Okay, Ben, tell us your recipe this week.
Well, I'm glad that I'm going to go next because I have something that in the realm of wordplay I kind of figured would get swooped up pretty quickly, which is I'm going to be making a bourbon honey flabebe flambebe.
Ben, I was worried you were going to take my recipe, but you didn't.
I might take your recipe, Jeremy. So
No.
Shit. Okay. One at a time. I am going to do exactly what it sounds like I'm going to do, which is that we're going to take the meaty feller that is Flabebe to, like, you know, wrench the flower from its cold dead noodle hands.
Do you think it dies when you take its flower away?
No,
it didn't say that in the Bulbapedia page.
It's very sad if you do. It's very vulnerable. That's the word I'm looking for.
It does say that, like, it finds something, like, when it finds its, like, flower, it, like, stays there its whole life. But I don't think that means that they're mutually exclusive.
Wait.
Like how Ian's saying.
I do have a question. If it finds its flower and then lives there its whole life, does that imply that its lifespan is the same as the flower?
Oh, damn. Really makes you think.
Hypothetically, it will evolve into something at a certain point.
Floret.
Yeah.
So it
not
evolves.
just stay a bebe all day.
Yeah. Floet, excuse me. I added an R in that. Okay. Continue, Ben.
But anyway, so we're going to take it away from its flower friend and just, you know, conk out its whatever life is left back in it.
You just hit it really hard in the head, and that'll do it. Yeah,
and I'm just looking at it, can only really see that there's not a ton of, like, bones or anything in there. It looks very, you know, squishy, and that there's not a lot of, you know, real bones or muscles to deal with in there. So I'm just kind of figuring that you go straight from this into the flambe.
Nice.
And we're gonna marinate it in a it's got kind of like a bee thing going on where it, like, spreads the pollen of these flowers and is, like, very, you know, helpful to the environment, you know, for populating pollen and whatnot. So I figured that we can do a, like, honey marinade, and then also we're going to be using some bourbon to get our flambe. So basically you're going to take a marinade of honey and brown sugar, bourbon, soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, red pepper flakes, and garlic, and you know, put that in your in a Ziploc bag. Put your little flabebes in there. There's like 5 different varieties, so if you wanted to do like a, you know, cook for everyone kind of like fancy meal sort of situation, you could do 5 of them in this and let it kind of marinade for a couple hours. Then you're just gonna get your cast iron pan ready to do the little bippity boop. I've never actually done it before. It kind of scares me, but I'm sure someone here has done it, ventured into the flambe.
Not yet.
Not yet?
Jeremy, you seem like a kind of flambe guy.
I've not done it. I've made like creme brulee, and I've set that on fire, but I haven't like set a flambe on fire.
Yeah. From what I can tell, just from watching videos online, it seems easy, but it also looks very intimidating, which basically you're going to, you know, so you're going to fry up the meats, which in this I'm using kind of like a beef tips kind of like sized recipe for meats. So you're just going to let it fry for a couple a few minutes on each sides, so that it kind of sears all the way through. And then to get the good flambe, you're going to cover it in more alcohol off the flame, and then come back to the flame, slightly tilt it, and then it goes whoosh, you know, very fancy. And gets a nice, and then you like kind of do the whole like hand, like on the, using the handle to kind of like mix things around in there. The fire kind of like dies down. It gives that last extra, you know, burnt end to these flabebe bits. And then you're going to put it on a plate, and it's got the petals from the leaves that you took the flabebe from, and you're going to use the petals as kind of like a lettuce wrap sort of situation with a like rice pilaf.
That sounds
and then
delicious.
The final little bit of this is just a little extra taste, which is ground up combi pollen.
Nice.
Wow.
So you can use, you can actually in real life eat bee pollen. And I found a interesting website about that. But
you just were you like, oh man, today's the day to eat some bee pollen?
Well, I did look. Well, it's because in the Bulbapedia page, it kind of references that it has like a crown of pollen around its head, and I wanted to kind of add that to the recipe. So what you're going to do is take some dried comb bee pollen and like crush it up, and then sprinkle that like right on top of your Flabebe on rice. So that's my recipe. I can read this article from livingsocial.com about bee pollen, which I found pretty humorous.
All right. Tell us about it.
So apparently, this got really popular about 10 years ago when Victoria Beckham tweeted about eating bee pollen. And a lot of people say that it has really important health things, but it's not really necessary. It hasn't been proven yet. So take it with a grain of salt.
This is like a goop situation.
Yeah.
It seems like it, yeah. Because the pollen is rich in complex proteins, vitamins, amino acids, and other nutrients, it's gained traction among health nuts as a coveted superfood. Buzzword-obsessed foodies everywhere rejoiced when they discovered there's something else we can steal from bees. In parentheses, royal jelly, honey, the comb. While it's true that bee pollen is packed with nutrients, indeed, it has been called one of nature's most completely nourishing foods. There's a catch. One serving of bee pollen, despite containing millions of flower pollen granules, only contains about 2 grams of protein max. The average adult recommendation for daily protein intake is roughly 45 to 50 grams, meaning bee pollen won't contribute a significant amount of protein to a person's diet. Not even close.
Well, didn't this article saying hell yeah, health food, but let me tell you about how it doesn't have that much nutritional value.
Or that you shouldn't substitute all of your food for bee pollen.
Yes.
That's essentially what it's saying is
diet.
it's healthy, but it's not healthy enough for you to just eat bee pollen because you'll only get 2 grams of protein.
Well, I feel like that's true of everything.
Also, they're equating well, this can't be that healthy because you can't just sustain your whole existence off of as if that's how any healthy food works.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna eat celery for the rest of my life, and certainly I'll live many, many years.
The article ends with and as for the flavor, Thompson, this person that they interviewed, I guess, told me the following. It tastes very rich to me, sort of like ... how an egg yolk would make a drink taste rich, end quote. And then the article ends with, see what he did there? Which, no, I did not. I did not know. I did not see what they did there at all, actually.
What did he do? Tell me, Ben, what did he do?
It would taste rich.
Oh, was he talking about royal jelly or whatever and rich and I don't know.
Maybe.
Man,
but I didn't even explain what royal jelly was.
Royal jelly is it's not honey, but it's the specific thing that bees make to feed the queen bee while she's producing babies.
Oh.
I believe.
And that's not honey?
It's not honey.
Interesting.
Mother's milk.
No, it's not that either.
The last thing about this website that I found is actually the ads that appear right after this article, and there's 2 on very different spectrums. One is powdered peanut butter the new peanut butter? An important question for our age.
Also, no.
I have the question. Yeah, there's a truism in journalism that if the headline is the question, then the answer is no. And I feel like if something has existed, then it's not the new thing if it already exists.
The other advertised article is 8. It's got a picture of a plate of food and it's censored out, and it says 8 foods that could put you in jail. From a deadly fish to a seemingly harmless chocolate egg, these illegal foods could send you right to the slammer if you're caught with them.
God.
Fucking hide my Kinder eggs from the FBI so they don't come after me.
I love that. If there was a cooking show and it's all the food is censored.
We can't show you this person
Too
eating.
hot for TV.
Yeah.
So if Flabebe are similar to bees and they pollinate stuff, maybe we shouldn't be eating them. We gotta save the bees, right?
Well, we don't eat bees.
No,
we
but
eat
we don't want
honey.
to kill bees. And we're
Yes.
killing the babies.
I guess that's true.
Well, but the Flabebes don't. It's not like they go from flower to flower. They just stay on their flower and
On the one.
and roll
maybe
around in the pollen.
Maybe they don't actually help at all.
Maybe they're in the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe the Kobe's and the Flabebes are at it.
Wait,
Yes.
okay, let me find the exact wording.
I had, while he's looking up that, I did have an idea for a bumper sticker we could make.
Okay.
Okay.
Lay it on us.
It says Flabebe on board, like, you know, the classic like baby on board,
Yeah.
but then it's a sticker of like a Flabebe on a cutting board.
Oh, love
Nice.
it. We'd sell tons.
Yes. Tons.
Tens of
At least
Literally
3 people
dozens.
would get this joke. I want to make an amendment to my previous statement on royal jelly. It is the food that bees feeds larvae to make it turn into a queen.
What the?
So that's how they get
Oh.
queen bees.
Whoa. That's
The
cool.
special sauce.
Yes. So don't write in corrections. I looked it up. It is a special sauce.
Secret sauce.
Yes.
Okay, I'm actually not finding
Bee
anything
sauce.
that says that Flabebe is good for the environment. So I'll say that. But I did find
The
this one.
Pokemon EPA is like, we need more Flabebes.
There is this Pokedex entry that says, when it finds a flower it likes, it dwells on that flower its whole life. It floats in the wind's embrace with an untroubled heart. Which,
God damn, I wish I had an untroubled heart.
I know, right?
So what it's
Anywho.
doing is it cuts the flower from the stem and it just floats around. So it's just killing.
Yeah,
all the
it's just
flowers.
loafing.
Its heart is untroubled. Okay, Evan, tell us your recipe.
All right. Well, at the risk of stealing Jeremy's recipe, I had a backup, so I'm going to go with that because
You don't know what my recipe is.
Oh,
What if
maybe
your
I
backup
do.
is what?
What are you
Ooh.
fucking spying on me?
No, but all right. Maybe I'll go with the original one. All right.
Do it.
Do it.
So what I propose for you this week, because I too am melting in my studio here, I'm also going to be melting Flabebe to make a flan bebe.
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
So yeah, basically what I'm proposing here is that this flour that it's on is actually made of sugar. And so when you're melting that down, you're actually turning that into like the caramel that goes on top of the flan. And you take enough Flabebes and melt those down, and those turn into like the milk that you need to add to your flan, or like the milky substance, I should say. Maybe milk substitute. If you're not a milk person.
Milk substitute.
Yeah, it's like a plant-based milk.
It's
So,
like bee
Yes.
milk.
But it's but it has like a melting point.
It does have a melting point. So what you're gonna melt the Flabebe flowers in a pot. You're gonna put those in your little ramekins, and then you're gonna mix a couple of eggs, some sugar, and some of your melted Flabebe, and then that comes and turns into your flan mixture. Oh, and a little bit of vanilla as well. And then you pour that on top of the caramel in your ramekin, and then you put that in the oven for about 40 minutes. And then, one thing I forgot. Of course, the crucial piece of flan is that it actually needs water to like steam it, to cook it, and everything as well. So you got to put water in like a little tray that you put your ramekins in, and put that in the oven. Once you take them out, put it in the fridge, let it all rest, and then you remove the foil and you give it like a nice little. I like to flip it over and give it a nice little crisp on top with maybe a torch of some sort.
Hell yeah.
And then serve and enjoy.
Wow.
Yeah.
We all know this show is really about advertising restaurants in New Mexico.
Yes.
I really want flan now. Where do I go?
Oh, geez. I actually don't eat flan
good
a lot, so
question.
I don't know.
I think I've had good flan at Tomasita's.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
All right.
It's been a while, but I'm pretty sure they had flan.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
Excellent.
I don't know what there needs to be like a user generated flan like directory for
Flan Finder.
Flan Finder. Yeah. For situations exactly like this.
Yeah.
If you've lost your flan, you can find it on flanfinder.com.
This
Like
week.
Pet Finder, where you adopt a flan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody buy the domain.
Yeah. All right.
I like
I'll
that me and
redirect,
Evan's recipes were only one letter removed from each other, but we're completely different.
Yeah.
And we're both puns.
At first, when you said that, I was like, damn it, that's my recipe. Wait.
Oh, man, I've still got it.
But Jeremy, if I didn't steal your recipe, what's your recipe?
You didn't steal my recipe. So we all know that I said it wrong. Flabebe has a unencumbered heart, and it brings joy to almost any situation. And there's a certain we're in the dog days of summer. It's getting towards the end of that time of year. And how do people like to celebrate? Perhaps like a Labor Day weekend kind of situation, maybe getting some friends together, kind of thing. How would you celebrate that with your heart unencumbered?
A barbecue at a pool.
Exactly. Oh. That's why this week I'm making Flabebe,
yeah,
which is
okay. Wow, good one.
Yes, and how we're gonna do that is we're gonna make a nice Kansas City style barbecue, but we're going to supplement it with a honey lavender barbecue sauce. And we're going to incorporate the Flabebe into that barbecue sauce. Nice. Lavender, also a big product where I live. There's a lot of lavender farms nearby. So I think this would be a good time. It's starting to bloom to whip out our lavender, and I'm kind of replacing the lavender with Flabebe in this recipe.
I see it.
Use your usual barbecue situation, and we've done barbecue before. So, you get your dry rub, you get your meat of choice, you rub it down, you smoke it for, 24 to 36 hours, all that kind of situation and stuff. But I'm going to focus on the Flabebe barbecue sauce. So we're going to get a cup of a clove honey and apple cider vinegar, some dark brown sugar, some tomato sauce, some Worcestershire sauce, some safflower oil, dried culinary lavender buds. But instead of that, we're going to use Flabebe. So we're just going to pluck those Flabebes off the flour, grind them up, mix them into our barbecue sauce. Allspice, thyme, ginger, sea salt, and black pepper. We get that on a saucepan, mix all our ingredients together, make sure it just bubbles a little bit, everything's incorporated nice, stick it in a bottle, let it cool overnight, and then when you get your barbecue ready, you pull it apart, and you got a nice big squirt bottle of your Flabebe sauce, and you squeeze it onto your pulled meats, perhaps like a tepig or something, or a mill tank perhaps. Depends what kind of animal you want. And you can put it on a sandwich. Maybe you got a side of mac and cheese, a nice watermelon slice to go with it, and some ice cream as well. And bada bing, bada boom, you've got a nice Flabebe going on.
How lavendery is this sauce? Is it just kind of a little hint of oh.
Yes. Well, in real life, that's probably what it would be like, but it would taste like whatever Flabebe tastes like, and I think it tastes like an unencumbered heart. You eat it, and your spirits just lift ever so slightly.
Nice. I like that.
I like it.
I would definitely look for that in a food, something that would make my heart less encumbered.
Yes, it sounds like a status in an RPG where you eat it, and you're your heart grew 3 times that day.
Your heart has been purified.
Yeah,
except it's barbecue, so it's you also have heart problems.
You also have heartburn.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's my recipe. Any questions?
I can definitely imagine going into a field and seeing just getting a big whiff of lavender, and then seeing a bunch of Flabebe around, and being okay, yeah, this is these two things are exactly the same.
Yes.
Or going up and giving a cartoon full face in the flour kind of sniff, and it's just lavender.
Yeah, what we didn't touch on was Flabebe aromatherapy.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, you get a bunch of those floating around in your doctor's office, and you just again, it lifts your spirits. Who needs therapy when you have Flabebe to eat?
I like that. I want to try a lavender barbecue. That sounds.
I do too. That sounds really
sounds
good.
pretty bougie, but in the right ways.
Ben, what do you want me to do about it? I'm trying to expand our palates. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
All right, let's review our recipes and vote on a winner. From Ian Davis, we have Flabebe scallops. From Ben Montoya, we have Flambebe. And from Evan Aubrey, we have Flan Bebe. And from me, you have Flabebe Q.
I really hope Ben and I just get in a tie, and then people just click the wrong one because it's like a letter off.
That would be good. But unfortunately, there is no tie this week. We have a clear winner for the first time this season.
Ever.
Jeremy got 2 votes.
Oh.
Wow.
So you are this week's
Jeremy
winner.
Zelik.
Wow. Yeah. I'm still making this my year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sweeping it.
Yes. I'm going to win not everyone because I lost last week, but everyone from here on out. I'm going to make sure to roast everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now is the time of the show where it's everyone's favorite segment. It's called Whale Lord's Mail Horror. It's where we read your emails sent into ichoosepod@gmail.com. That's ICHEWSPOD@gmail.com. Evan, can you read this email from Mike?
I can indeed. Mike says, "Hey, Icy Chefs. I'm having a hectic day and week. Hope this gets in for the episode." Which it did, Mike. Congrats.
Yeah, you sent it 2 days ago, which is way before we record.
First thing I thought of when I looked at Flabebe, it gave me an idea for a nice summer drink. An iced Flabebe oat milk latte.
Ooh.
See, alternative milk. What am I telling you? Oh, but they go a little bit different here. So you will need a 1/4 cup Vespa Queen honey, 1/4 cup water, 2 ounces of strong espresso, 1/2 cup of oat milk, and some dried Flabebe flour. There's even rumors of cafes around Kalos who take it a step further by using honey that was made using only Flabebe flower nectar and pollen, just in case you wanted more Flabebe with your Flabebe. Hope you're all doing well, Mike.
Nice.
Excellent.
Good one.
Thanks so much for writing in. Once again, ichoosepod@gmail.com. We have some social media recipes. Ben, can you read this Twitter thread from Pokemaniac Chris?
I can. Pokemaniac Chris tweets @ichoosepod. Ooh, are we doing Flabebe? That means I can get you drunk. The Flabebe line is responsible for all of Kalos's most iconic alcoholic beverages, and those snooty Kalosian sommeliers will look down their noses at you if you don't know which is which.
I know when I went to Europe, is like every time you like order wine wrong, like the sommelier like gives you a stink eye, and
they're like, "Are you sure about that?"
Yeah, and they like flip you off as they bring you your drink.
Most important is Florges wine, which is wine made by fermenting the grape-like berries that grow around Florges's headdress. Unlike Cherubi wine and Rosalia wine, Florges wine was not invented by humans. It was first made by wild Florges to share with other wild Pokemon. Florges wine comes in 5 colors, like its flowers: red, yellow, blue, orange, white. Blue is most sought after due to its striking color and complex flavor, but all are highly valued, and each is paired with specific foods. E.g., my Gorgeist gnocchi go with a white Florges wine. Traditionally,
Excellent.
Reds are sweet, fruity dessert wines. Yellows are rich, citrusy, and paired with sour dishes. Blue is tannic and herbal, normally served alone. Orange is bittersweet, served with salty foods and meats. And white is light, acidic, and served with starches or vegetables. All this is completely different from crème de floret, which is a potent liqueur made by steeping floet flowers in grain alcohol and sweetening it with floet honey. It comes in the same colors as Florges wine, with similar flavor notes, but is extremely sweet. Crème de floet, of all colors, is served straight as a digestif, and you will receive judgmental looks if you order it earlier in the meal, but you have a lot more leeway if you ask for it in a cocktail. The final Kalosian drink you need to know is hard Flabebe seltzer. This is made from Florges wine diluted with sparkling mineral water, then infused with Flabebe nectar and petals. A little Flabebe pollen adds extra fizz and enhances the flavors. There is also a non-alcoholic version, which is exported to our universe and sold as LaCroix.
It's like a Flabebe spritz.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's no law when you're drinking Flabebe. Excellent. Thank you so much for writing in, Pokemaniac Chris. That's all the recipes sent in this week. As always, send in your recipes for next week's Pokemon, which will be decided on a segment I like to call Pick'emon. Evan, can you randomly generate a number between 650 and 721?
I can, indeed. Next week's Pokemon is 651.
651, you say. I believe that will be one of the starters. Indeed, it will be the second evolution of Chespin Quilladin.
All right.
It's his dumbest looking form.
Good, we're cooking it up.
Yes.
Is that the one that kind of looks like an armadillo?
Yes. I'll shove you guys a photo right now. So send in your Quilladin recipes to ichoosepod@gmail.com, and we'll talk about them. All right. Now is the time for plugs. Tell me about your shit, Ben.
You can follow me on Twitter at Ben C. Montoya. Millie is still trying to get on the calendar for the San Diego Humane Society. So if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see that I am still posting about it, and it runs through August. You can donate to the San Diego Humane Society in honor of Millie and get her that much closer to possibly getting on the calendar.
Give that kitty the key to the city.
Exactly.
Your cat is at 50, and it's tied for 50th place with a dog. So Ben's cat is better than Sadie Mae, at least when he posted this yesterday.
Yeah, Millie's currently at 50th place right now,
yes.
And we'll accept any donations because that's so generous of you. Thank you so much. But also, we want to fucking win. Okay.
You need to be in the top 12.
I think so.
All right, maybe we got to find like Elon Musk. You love wasting money, can't you? Donate like $300.
Wasting.
I don't want his dirty money. not for my Millie girl. Definitely not.
Ian.
Yeah. Please follow me at Music Ian Davis on Instagram. You can see some videos of me playing the bass, and you should also check out the new Zoltan and the Fortune Tellers album, After Dark. It's on Spotify. It's on iTunes. It's on Bandcamp. Also, I think he's also posting individual songs onto YouTube, if that's like where you like to go.
Nice.
Give it a listen. Give it a hoot and a holler, and talk about it with someone. It's fun.
It is fun.
It's a good
Excellent.
time.
Evan.
You can follow me on Twitter at @E_Van Aubrey.
Excellent. You can follow me on Twitter at VelocityPrime1. You can see many of the places I've been in the world there, and pictures of Garfield or whatever. And you can check out my writing at the-avocado.org. You can find all the stuff I've said about film, television, video games, all that business at the-avocado.org. All right, this has been I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcasting applications, including Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. If you like our show, make sure to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. For more I Choose You goodness, make sure to check out our social media pages. I Choose Pod at, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. And you can hang out with fellow choosies, send us recipes, all that business on our social media pages. If you want to join the community, make sure to head over to the I Choose You Discord. That's links are available in the episode description on our social media pages. We've got a game night on the 28th. Am I remembering this correctly, Ben? What time is that again?
It is at 3 p.m. Pacific.
3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes.
I know how time zones work. Don't worry. And that's on August 28th. Lastly but not leastly, make sure to check out our official website, ichooseyou.menu. That's ichews.menu. It's the first time I spelled that out. Don't know why I did it. It's our official website. It's designed by Evan Aubrey. It has a full episode archive and a merch store. Head over there. Tell your friends about it. It's great. And I think that covers everything. So, for I Choose You, I've been your host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zielik.
I've been your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
I've been Ian Davis, the puck of the show.
And Evan Aubrey.
And to all the listeners out there in Radio Land.
Yeah, I choose you. Yeah, I choose you.
Everybody wants to be a master.
Chef.
Everybody wants to show their skill. In the kitchen, everybody wants to cook that cluncher. Finny in at the top of the grill. Each time you fry, gonna cook it just a little bit better. Each taste you try, boy, this frokie is nice and tender. It's a whole new world we cook in. It's a whole new place to eat. We're in season 6 with some brand new recipes, 'cause we're still gonna cook them all and make a pun or 2 or 3. It's a whole new world we cook in. It's a whole new place to eat. We're in season 6 with some brand new recipes, 'cause we're still gonna cook them all and make a pun or 2 or 3.